think maybe you can hear me. Hello. Picture will start in a couple minutes. And just said, see me roll my neck with the thing on mute. I thought that I wasn't actually live, but I am live. The wonderful moment of broadcasting. So we're going to see Extreme Job together. My copy is about 10 seconds in. I own it. I hope you, wherever you're in it could be different, but you would start right here, which is the beginning of the CJ Entertainment logo. That's about 10 seconds into my thing, which is $1.50 an hour, 51. I got to turn myself off. Man, I can't imagine. It's like I marvel at the one-man bands now. I mean, because all I have to do is just do three things. For example, get out that picture. So it's 10 seconds in, and we're going to start it together. And then I will add the commentary as I can. Movie Extreme Job. Very funny, lots to talk about. There's one thing I won't be talking about, and it's sort of why I'm doing this. So for the next couple of hours, it's just maybe you can learn something from me. Maybe I can learn something from you. I cannot see the live chat. That's one thing that I've had to learn to focus on the broadcasting elements. So here we go, and start it now. There we go. CJ Entertainment, the big kahuna in Korean movie distribution. Wellgo takes care of a lot of Asia. They take care of all the Chinese films. They take care of some Korean films too. Parasite was a little different because of the win of the Palme d'Or. Oh, it starts off with a chicken, and that chicken noise is going to be used throughout the soundtrack. It's going to be just like that. Now, this film you would think is a pretty, it's a standard, generic action comedy, but they really go out of their way to make every scene unexpected and fresh and different. This opening sequence is a perfect example of doing something that seems recognizable, familiar, but it's done in a different way. And that's not because they're Koreans. They're great movie makers. They're great filmmakers. Chocolate Rain. No, that's okay. Just by that sound, just the sound. The things are going to break down. Aigo. Aigo it's a term of exasperation or goodness gracious surprise. All right, so we know that he's a junkie. And the cops are surrounding some location. Yeah. Nice introduction. That's Lee Honey, or she's called Honey Lee in America, which I kind of give that kind of because she's incredibly talented. I mean, she is a classically trained musician, one of the best at playing this instrument. It's a Korean instrument. I wish I could remember the name, but I saw her in the TV show The Fiery Priest. She does comedy great, and she does a lot of stuff great. So the word honey just sounds like it's, I don't know. I hope people don't judge her for that. I mean, because I did until I found out what she was like and what she was doing, and these guys are great. His first arrest. Aigo. That's Ryu Seong-ryong. Biggest movie star around. This was the #1 box office hit, and it beat out his #1 box office hit of Miracle in Cell 7, which I'll do in a couple weeks probably. He's telling the police how it should have gone down. You got to go big. You beat the crap out of people, going like badasses. Fuck some shit up. You're all done. Minimize property damage. Very important to start off with. Bumper means he expects him to jump out the window. It doesn't work because it's in the movies. Ooh. Tells you this movie is not to be taken too seriously. No one can fall that far. Although he's acting hurt, but this is hilarious. You see, it's not just that something goes wrong. It looks like it's inept and wrong. There's too many things going wrong. Guy gets away somehow. He falls and hurts himself worse than the guy who threw himself out the window. I've seen that guy in many, many films. You know, I was going to go over and get every actor's name, but I kind of like to do this by the seat of my pants. Perfect example of defying expectations. How many times have you seen that? Throw a woman out of the car and drive off with it. Yeah. Then it ends up like that. Perfect, right? You think, oh, he's going to get away. Nope. The woman's like, you know, get the hell out of my car, you piece of shit. Great standoff. So we're getting to know the crew here, the police team that we're going to be following, and this is the last member of the team. It's not explicitly said, but they're mad at him because he's chilling on a moped while they're running like crazy to catch the guy. And then she goes, which is a curse expression. I probably said it wrong, butchered it. This is great. Dunk. Gets him there. So, you haven't got the scene figured out yet. It's nice you can listen to me while you read, too. Cuffs will make you feel better. Oh! Another complication that I didn't expect when I saw it. Okay, almost got hit by a car, of course. Oh! Hit by a bus. You notice how the reaction to getting hit by the bus was actually about a second later than we reacted when we saw it? That's because it takes the eye a second to adjust. So they want you to have that reaction and then laugh at the character's reaction. I'm learning a little bit about editing. Remember, it started off a little bit. I am awful at it. Started off wanted to help save money and not break stuff. CCTV. Johnsomida. Sorry, so it's a very formal version of saying sorry. You're the courageous civilian. I love, they're all happy about it. Well, not everyone. Now you would think that, oh, this might be feel different because it's from a different country, but no, that's not true. I've seen Korean films that are exactly like the typical American thrillers, um, but this is different. They got the top-notch acting, top-notch comedic timing, production values, and an excellent story that when it just came out has now been remade all throughout Asia. And I believe Tyler Perry's company purchased the rights to do a film here. And don't know when that's going to happen. It was really just an extended monologue about how they screwed up. Isaac, yeah. Yeah, they're a special squad, but we don't know a squad for what exactly. They're trying to get money, and of course they find something else. Just watch the chip bit. Look at me. Oh, like someone's gonna be able to swallow a casino chip just to save him from embarrassment. That's not important. See, the head of the team didn't wanted him to stop, and then he's the one that ends up going crazy. It's the captain that just got promoted, which is what their boss was talking about. And if you missed it earlier, he was supposed to get the head of our team is supposed to get the promotion, but didn't. Yeah. I wish while I'm learning Korean, the difference between a village bus and a different kind of bus. Oh, see the the etiquette, of course, is to use a different formal versus informal. Like for example, they were both equals, but now, even though our intrepid hero has had more seniority, that captain that's just left, he gets the respect, so he can talk down, meaning familiar, and they have to talk the other way, unfamiliar. Oh, doesn't this make your mouth water? Right? I love rare to medium to. Uh, I love the barbecue there with just you know, you can get a little rice, but the lettuce rolls with the freshly barbecued meat. Jinro, $30 bottle of Jinro. You see 72,000 up there. I think it's like $72. Take away the 3 zeros. Here is the setup. Now they're still, because they're alone, they're using informal speech right now. I keep leaning forward my neck but I realize the microphone is picking me up just fine. Yep. I don't know how people do it. There's a picture of myself here. I'm watching the movie here. I'm watching the transitions here. I'm not like befuddled or anything. By the way, right now there's a picture of these thugs that they're supposed to watch. They got a job to follow someone who is connected to a huge drug dealer. See, that's why. There we go. So that you trade Mube and Hong. See, calling him little bro. Hyung. I thought that was zero in Korean. I'm not sure. But he said little brother. That's a. This is a great, almost Chaplin-esque bit with the music and the repetition. You wonder where he got all these costumes. Yeah, they have to stake the neighborhood out because that's where the drug dealer is supposed to show up. He doesn't have to do it. This is something I have a problem with when subtitles. He says newbie when it's rookie here in the West. It means the same thing, but sometimes when you read newbie, it suggests something else to people from other countries. And the word that they're using means rookie. It literally translated as newbie. Oh, God. This woman, he thought that he was peeping on her. See, my intention is to drift forward. This is great. So, once again, unexpected. One of the cops, the young boy, was supposed to do a stakeout, but now he's looking like with a bunch of day laborers. And he's stuck in the back. He nowhere to go but to go where they're going. Our rookie, not our newbie. But that's a small thing to think about. Yeah, there's the cutting corners section where they're like, "Hey, we got the costumes, we could do it." Nobody. Oh, and he said nobody knows us. It's the best time to strike. Nobody knows it. And then this happens. He can't, of course, say that they're police. I'm sticking away from the microphone. So much for not being known. Where? There they go. Now they've been spotted by the thugs. So, of course, complications. That is the key to making a great comedy, a great drama, great anything. Complications, small and big. Anything that just derails the person from their goals is just gold. It's absolute gold to have those complications. Oh. I love that little shot. And there's that chicken. Nice little montage of showing they've been sitting there for a long time eating the chicken. And earlier the sign over there said it was $17 for like a whole chicken. It's important because of what happens later. I'm keep moving forward. Really check out the rhythm section. I know this is a Korean movie channel, but the Blake Lively film, Complications, made that film, elevated that film. I had heard that it was bad reviews, but I went because of the trailer, and I was not disappointed. Oh yeah, those two are clearly are not head over heels in love with each other. All right, watch. It's like the perfect slapstick, and it was perfectly timed and edited to where like there's no way telling when he's gonna. There he is. That guy is a fantastic actor too. He plays the bad guy in this film, but I've seen him in a movie called Running Man, and I think it was something about evil. It was a TV series. It was the Korean Luther. Excellent. Il I Sam Sak. Oh, that would be 5. I don't know this game. You know what? Maybe something they do in South Korea. I've known it for a long time, and I realize that I should look at it, look it up, find out what it means, and I will. But there's just sometimes where I'm like, I have more important things I want to learn about. Eventually, I'll get around to why that was cool, or why they did that. The 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course, messed up again. He said the F word, but didn't show it. Looking around. Ah, the idea of delivery. It's the only. He said, "Karam." I think it was like then can we do this for you? Then can we do this? Oh, they're looking for a job. No, they're not. This guy is funny, of course, and there's complications yet again. Not their fault. Oh, that chop, that karate, that little chop to his head. But of course, the idea is planted. This film was a huge sensation. I mean, like, I think it gained audiences in theater every week. Even here in New York City, the film started selling out. It was like 2019 is the year that Korea started to go, and of course, this is a pause and all that. But it's a fun pause. Let's just forget about that. In case you didn't. I'll get married to the next life. This is. let us let us pray. I mean, he's gonna. And who knows if he's gonna buy the thing? And by the way, how's he gonna buy a chicken chop? How's the police gonna do that? Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Note the bag. Gucci with just dirty laundry in it. Well, the director wanted you to notice Gucci because that's why he showed it twice. Once at a close-up almost. Oh, that looks... Oh, delicious. Huh? He's... Wow. I would say Ryu Seong-ryong has such a range. He's doing this comedy. He did a movie called Psychokinesis, which I'll do. That's a Netflix film. He did Miracle in Cell 7, which is a film unlike any you've ever seen. It could actually divide people, but it was a huge hit. in South Korea, and it is a tearjerker for sure. But that was a huge hit. He starred in that. He started this one, huge hit. He's in Kingdom on Netflix as the bad guy, huge hit. Chicken is common people's food. It's great to see that they're rewarding excellent talent, because there are some beautiful models just around the world, model men, leading men, leading women looks. But he is like the king of the box office. Of course, he's not eating chicken. For short on money, I'll chip in. That's a sentiment that we should all have. If someone's falling, got to catch them. No matter who they are or what you think they believe. Seriously. It's not a time for any of that other nonsense. But you know what? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about that, right? Of course, it's on everyone's mind. But this film is hilarious. So I'd rather get back to that. So see, there was an issue with them being peers, having to be familiar and submit to someone else. That reminds me of, I was just thinking about this before this started, that it was a Malcolm Gladwell book, Outliers, I think it was, where they said there was Korean airplanes, or Korean airlines, they were crashing more than any others. And they found out why is because the co-pilot would show deference to the pilot no matter what. Even so, going so far as like you could hear on the black box where the co-pilot's like, "Sir, basically we're crashing into a mountain." He's like, "No, we're not. Let's go." And the co-pilot's like, "Okay, sir." So they changed that whole thing to where they all speak. I think everyone speaks English, and there's no hierarchy when it comes to like an emergency. Oh yeah, this part of it. So they are going to buy the place. I got lost there for a second. But the airlines, the crashes went way down. So now they're buying the place. And note that Seung-ryong, Ryu Seong-ryong, he didn't know the deal. He's acting like he's got married when American style. See you later. We're all using phrases from each other language. I think more people should use some Korean. That's why I'm learning it. More than Gangnam Style. Nampion. It's like X. Well, Nampion is as husband. She's better something for X. So the game's afoot. They're checking out the drug dealers, and they're setting up shop as a fake chicken shop. It's like the montage that every action comedy needs and has, or needs, I don't know. But this one, yes, because you're following different threads. You got the workings in the restaurant. You got and now the complications of all of a sudden there's people coming in. I love this comedic bit. It just becomes so ridiculous. like how is that gonna help? Like then I gotta notice all the papers on the ground with all the Yolse 13. No kidding. It says 13 there. Like I'd like to figure that out myself. See, it's little complications. All it took is for a couple of groups to just happen upon the place. And now they have to think about another plan to make it look like they're selling stuff. Healthy dope heads. Once again, expect the unexpected. They're sitting here. Uh-oh, this looks bad. But it was all about the remote on odd versus even days. Well, everyone, make sure we don't end up like this, fighting over remotes and stuff. Yes, I think it's best for all of us to focus right now on, we have reality, but right now we're hunkered down together, and there's a funny movie on that's different and funny and wild, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. It's not that we're pretending it's not happening, but you have to remain as calm as you possibly can be and see the fun things in life, or find something fun, find something funny. I know I'm talking over this whole thing. Really, it's just going to be a fight between the two factions over the remote. We're about 30 minutes and 20 seconds. 30 minutes and 20 seconds into the movie, where the second to head bad guy is instructing his troops on the folly of fighting over the remote. Something you'll see in a lot of Korean movies is a lot of hitting. And I mean, like, you go to see your boss in a regular company, and they'll smack the shit out of you. Start hitting you with a cane and stuff. Now, this is for the movies, of course. But they had to learn, there's a reason they're showing it for some reason. So it probably happened in certain circles. Just like when I was in the military, they couldn't touch us, but before us, they could do what's happening right now. They could do that stuff, but they couldn't. Times change. Remember, this is over a remote. It's actually from being in probably cramped quarters too, and they're being forced to do it on top of all that. So, okay, they say narcs, but that's means something different there than it does here. They're still just the dealers. Like, if you saw the fight, when you look at the fight, I think they were all shirtless, but some of them had tattoos covering their back, which is, I love that. What did we win? What did we win? Oh. Complications. E. That's 112, so that's their 911. Oh. See, just long enough, the complication to have them come in there, they get spotted again. Look at their faces. Another reason this film works really so well is because it's a very universal comedy. And there's still some very Korean stuff in it, of course. But there are some comedies that South Korea comes out with that are very Korean, to the point that we have to know Korean like culture to understand why something's funny. Oh, sorry. Yeah. The worst haircut in the world is from the place where they made ribs. Oh. If you haven't noticed, they're deciding who's going to have the fried chicken. So I mean, some of the Korean humor that I've seen, and which isn't really in this one, they do like I Shouldn't Masquerade, the one that I did a couple days ago. Scatological humor, they have a lot of that. But but it's very very funny. It doesn't seem ugh. So that's everyone's attempt at trying to cook chicken. Look at that. Oh. And that was hers. How do I know? Because it cut to her face. See? Cut to his face. Now pass it up. Now on to the worst haircut ever. Why is this good? What? Keep an eye on him. Look how happy he gets. Yeah. He just realized that he's going to be the one sitting there by the fryer. Yeah, the way I'm learning Korean is through images and sound, and then reading. I think it's important to be able to sound out the syllables and understand what the groups where you see words. Because sometimes if you're talking to someone, they may not be able to do it everything, but if you can read it, you can get the gist. I've noticed the rib marinade sauce. You see, they play it big. This is a big goofy comedy with a nice heart, and it's very grounded. And don't I know you Americans, Westerners hear this music and think, oh, stereotypical. Don't forget where the film is coming from, folks. And they're actually making a parody of the music too. Boyo, what is something like that? This is the moment that changes everything. Yeah. Now they love it. And it's sort of like when the guy realizes that he has to cook all the chickens, he gets excited and then goes, "Oh." Just like him. He's like, "Why am I excited? We're cops." And now they're all realizing that now that it's been hashtagged on Instagram, you get this. Have you had Korean fried chicken? Oh, man. We go to this place, girlfriend and I call it Drunken Chicken. And we've been to places in Koreatown, too. But they have this soy garlic sauce. I wish I could try the rib marinade. It might be a real thing. Probably someone made it after the film came out. It really was a sensation. And I'm gonna share Miracle in Cell 7 with you. And you can see what a very different film it is. What a very unique film it is. What a very uniquely Asian or South Korean it is. And it's a lesson. Chicken is the future. It's a lesson on going, oh, what's that? That's not fun. That's weird. Those people are weird. No. That's their culture, especially when it comes to film. Tempo, rhythm, those things are all different. For a scene to land in South Korea may take a little longer than a scene in the West, and or vice versa, depending upon what they're doing. In most Korean films, there's usually something where they talk about how old each other are because they have to decide whether or not they can use formal versus informal language. That's in a large majority of films. Oh, the Gucci, repeating the Gucci bag moment, but a little differently. Defying expectations. And upcoming, the most family-friendly, adult kind of situation right here. This is... Gotta take a shower. Look at him. It's great timing. You see how he zipped up his jacket all the way up to the top? So now you got like TV people, right? They want to put the whole undercover cop team on television. We have high ratings. That's what matters. Humiliation. That me, a national TV producer, he humiliated me. So we know that's going to come back to haunt them. There's... Those two make a great pair. And Honey Lee is hilarious. Check out The Fiery Priest if you're into K-drama. It was great. It was a very nice, balanced show, but very funny and action. So now everything is taking off at the chicken restaurant. The exact one thing they didn't need, which is what keeps movies going. You always give them what they don't need. Oh, we need to do this. All we have to do is this one simple thing, but the one simple thing turns into huge nightmare. The movie Tunnel, a Korean film starring Ha Jung-woo, which I'm going to show too. His action is simple. I got to get home. Believe me, it takes him a long time to get home. We're going to be doing Train to Busan tomorrow. That is someone I just have to take my daughter from my house to Busan. And the complications that happen, plus the originality of that zombie film, you're going to love it. But back to this one, because while they're inside working the fake job of chicken, he by himself has to follow the group of cars. Now, if they had everyone, they would be able to cover the whole place. But as it's him, he's got to hope that they kind of stay together, while everyone back at the restaurant is acting as if they are restaurant workers and not cops, to the point that they were ignoring him. But of course, they split up. So now what is he going to do, right? You know, around the same time this film came out, another film called Hit and Run Squad. It's a film to go look for and check out. I believe it's on Prime. It is a film starring women, and as we'll see over the next few days, women get to play some amazing parts in South Korea. I mean, amazing parts in South Korea. Whole films, it's all women. It just is, and it's great stuff. I love this. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, now they're listening. So I was explaining. So, oh, look, now they're going after him. They're talking about their tough day. Burns and cuts and chopping onions and garlic, while a drug dealer got released or lost a tail because of this. And now they're almost playing like the oppression Olympics. Everyone's picking something worse. Oh, look, we got to do math. I can't do it. Not that quickly, but it's a lot. Over 100. Why? Why is business flourishing? I know flourishing is probably the wrong word to use there too, but I've come to really like it. All right. Now we're going to the bad guy. And that is it's 44 minutes and 50 seconds in. So this is we haven't really dealt with the bad guy until now. I like how they decided to take their time setting up the team, because they know that the bad guy is secondary in this film. So, I thought I heard like an echo or something. Yeah, so now we see the bad guy and show how bad he is. Yes, this is something that seems to be copied from like the Kingsman and all the other movies like that. The silent woman who's incredibly deadly. Ah! Yikes. It seems cliche now, but when it's done correctly, when it's done well with great actresses like she is, and the one in Kingsman, the one with the fake legs, it comes off. It is really good. So this is basically just a drug deal they're doing. Remember I said it was $17 before for the chicken? Chicken is common people's food. Now they've more than doubled it. And it did not slow anybody down. No matter what they do, it looks like it just ends up getting worse. Probably because you charge more for something because the demand is high, and then more people will want it because its demand is still high. So then it builds on itself. I mean, they could have said $100 for a chicken. That would have driven everyone away. A must-eat for Japanese tourists. Look at that. Now they got it. Look at how the two guys are just so almost like indoctrinated in chicken restaurants. Oh, something they just said. We're going to put roofies in the drinks and just go in there and get them. But, of course, it's illegal to do that. A prison of oil and grease. They talk about the most harebrained ideas. Putting roofies, like going there, giving them chicken, putting roofies in the beer. Excuse me. Well, he's still trying to have his ethics, but it didn't come out right. Just each of them has their own unique personality that is endearing. That haircut, the haggard look, he's frustrated. The kid is like the young kid is super gung ho, and the woman is just like whatever, dude, kind of thing. They went. Oh, this thing muddy. Muddy. I think it's chicken. Well, not the word chicken, but it has to do, I think, with counting living beings, living things. So, oh, narcotics, right? Yeah, they're a special narcotics team. But you wonder, why are they considered special unless they're talking about special? Of course, comedic timing. And of course, this is a. So I like the tagline that he says. So, circumstances beyond their control, which of course is the chief calling him in to disband. Now, of course, they didn't hear disband; they just took off because there's a lot of people coming in to eat. Not to mention the fact that they're running out of time. So that's what they're doing. They're cooking up a big meal for their narc friends across the street. They're just gonna they're just gonna bug the place. They're not there to take anyone down. They're pretending to be delivery drivers. They are delivery drivers. Oh, someone's lying. Oh, there's the producer that got humiliated. Filming something. I smell a complication coming. And then, of course, doing a parody on the slow motion walking, followed by like the superhero-esque whoosh kind of the guys, while our intrepid leader, I say intrepid, today's word of the day is intrepid. He's heading, while they all take their places, he's going to be the distraction to go in there and give them the chicken. Man, I wish I had something that would keep my face from wanting to go near the microphone. You know what it is? I just got to keep looking at the levels there, and if the levels are good, that's good. Oh. You see, the captain, through circumstances beyond their control, called them in to disband, but because that happened, it gave the bad guys time to get out of Dodge. Get out of there. Get out of the building. And if anyone's here, I can't see the live chat. I'm still learning. So, and as the movie's playing, I want to try to keep things going as best we can. But once again, complications. And they cut the power because they were going to try to sneak in and get what they needed to get done. But even that, they failed. But it was also circumstances beyond their control. But it was believable. If you can make the complications believable, and not more and more and more outrageous, people will go along with it. You're running the sauce. Oh. course, when the team leader goes crazy. Now everyone knows they're going to be disbanded. See, laughing at the absurdity of it all, and it can't get worse. It can't possibly get worse. Yeah, going back in time, they put roofies in the drink. Oops. Just when you thought you knew it was going, now he's been drugged. When everything goes to shit is when it's at its funniest. Like, what is he? He's covering his face. But this speech, though, is sad when you listen to it and think about it. Here we go. Well, not this. This is he's. I got a taste of money. Notice how the music, though, is in the background to keep things light. But he's speaking about very serious subjects. Like he got saying, I got greedy. She started showering at night. See, the most family-friendly adult situation. That freaked me out a little. He was digging the extra money lifestyle. See, and then they cut it in the middle to make it not so serious. It's so yeah, at least they have the chicken place. Yeah, because they're disbanded. They probably don't have a job anymore. But now he's happy. He's like, hey, we get some more money. Listen to the music. I love it. Just here we go. So you don't piss people off who have power, or a camera, or a big voice. Oh, the one time. But the thing is, this producer probably was sitting there every day hoping to catch something. So now it got even worse because they said, well, at least we have the chicken restaurant. And they just got exposed by no fault of their own because they actually did cook the chicken. This guy's thinking he's still pretending that he's helping when he was really trying to help for himself. Just although this deals this, like it had some serious stuff in it. It's got some action. It was just fun. It was fun and unexpected, and these are the kind of films that take people by surprise, but they really shouldn't take people by surprise. He's looking through his legs right now. It shouldn't take people by surprise. That people want to see something that's fun, funny, weird, wild. I mean, you want verisimilitude. That just popped into my head. You want it to seem real, but not always. They I guess from the very beginning with it became a, this is a elevated reality film. Oh, so now she wants him to quit, but he knows it. If he quits, he has nothing because he doesn't even have the chicken place. I do have a bone to pick with the film later, so I'll let you in on something now. Zombie is very important that people know that his nickname in the Force is Zombie. Doesn't come into play until later, and sometimes it's hard. That's a talisman. So she sews it into his underwear to protect him. So this you can get serious in silly films. It's almost like a reverse catching a breath. When you're writing, like when I write action or thriller films, people say, "Oh man, it's too fast, it's too fast." And sometimes that's because my brain works so fast. And so you need a breathing space. Like if there's a big action set piece, you need like a smaller scene to get people to go, which is dramatic. Comedy, it's like it's laughs, and now they're breaking it up. But of course, he's overdoing it. So it's like a quintessential Korean comedy scene. They play it very seriously and play it very seriously for laughs. Most of this is serious, but he is overacting a little bit. However, they've lost everything for the most part. So, let's see, where are we at? Yep. 1 hour into the film. Hour and about 20 seconds. All the chicken you served. That's what he's going to get him out of it. Get him back on the Force. Look at that. It's like, we're police officers. And then, boom, off to work they go. That's the, see? What a great editing composite shot. Connecting the guy that walked into the store with the bad guy. Now they went back in time to tell you why they went. It was getting too crowded, so the bad guys had to leave. So the complications build on complications. That's where it's like editing is so great to know how long to go from one scene to the other scene. And of course, this is very Breaking Bad of them putting the drugs in the marinade sauce. Spoiler alert, but really, you had to have wanted to see this film again if you're here. But that's of course why they want the place. They don't. Notice he said buck buck. I believe it could be saying fat cats, but I may be stretching. I know that buck buck is something like. I'm laughing at an inside joke. Look at all that cash. Yeah. So now that he's like, oh, geez, man, come on, bro. Another great scene. Daughter wanted to be a suspect to see her dad more. I mean, I haven't heard a line like that in America. It's just, and then sewing talisman. Now, of course, it's one of those things where people in the West could say, "What? That's weird." You know, how many things that we do that South Koreans would look at us and go, "Oh, it's like that's weird." It's just people grow up in different areas. They like different things. They do different things. I mean, there's very Buddhist, but it's also very Christian there too. Very Christian. Not that cult that's way down in the southern part of South Korea that caused their problems. Right now, in this part of the film, they could have lost its way because everyone's been suspended. The team leader's going to quit. Hour and 5 minutes in, yeah. It's getting to the all is lost kind of thing. I'm not going to get into what all is lost is. It's a phrase that's used for screenwriting, but only a particular type of screenwriting, the kind where you read a book that tells you how to put together a movie and make it good. That doesn't work. Listen to the buck in the music. Buck, 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 buck. It's like a it. They should have turned that into like a dance hit of 2019. But they got fresh life because they decided to do some more investigating because they were all at a dead end. So you got to take like the initiative. And that's, I just realized taking the initiative, very important. Because a couple of things that have happened to them were beyond their control. Like they didn't start it, it just happened to them. But a lot of times it's when they go, now we got to take action. So when they run out of things because all things go wrong, they have to come up with new ways to try to keep things going. So, of course, the apology tour. Oh, South Korea looks so beautiful. I didn't get to see it for the short time I was there. Not really. I was in the army. And in Korea in 1997 was not the same way that it is now. But I'm not going to say that every movie. Just that they're just dancing around. There's a great dance in this movie, A Violent Prosecutor, that's going to be done sometime in the next couple weeks. It's fantastic. That's what happens when you get older. He's acting as if he didn't have him cut things off of him. Ted Chiang, of course, is the rival for drug dealing. This thing right here is like an infinity cube. It relaxes me. I actually have two of them. I don't use them right most of the time now, but I do like to have them in my hands. It helped me focus. See, the badass woman, silent but deadly. And in South Korea, that's probably a double entendre. They like their scatological humor. See, look at this. Listen to that sound. It's that sound. It's like a bell ringing when he hit the stairway. This cut right here. Ooh. Boom. Look at how smooth that looks with the motion and the jumping, cutting to the fall. That's what makes it exciting. Even though it's really just one person hitting another person and one other person reacting. Endlessly inventive. Yeah, all the waiters are carrying knives. Don't get the noodles. It's like the top two drug dealers just talking it out, trying to make money together. Mm. A pizza chicken princess kind of place? Is that? I know a lot of those words. I think everyone does, but I mean, I can kind of hear them. Learning Korean is fun. It's rewarding, and hey, everyone's kind of like got a little more time on their hands. Try it. I mean, yeah, I learned a little Spanish and German, but just find a language that you love, because you'll stick with it. I said that he just said he didn't know how to make up an English name. I started to look it up. I wonder if Koreans have a way of coming up with an English name. I think it's just like the first, like Kiwoo in Parasite. He became Kevin. So it's probably just the first letter. I'm not sure. Another thing I'm ignorant about, I have to look up. Oh. So, yeah, they're not franchises. But the franchises are run by drug dealers and thugs. It's like imagine walking into a restaurant and the guys are just screaming and saying fuck this and fuck that. Now it's not being translated, but that's what's being said. Like cutting up the drugs. Well, for another franchise. The lovely ladies. We don't take groups, but we'll split up into fours. Look at he's pulling the knife. And they're not the brightest. Yelling. Yeah, they don't understand what they're talking about. Complications. Expect the unexpected. Always think of that when you're watching a movie. Like, wow, is this expected? Go back and think about your films, and I think you would think they'd be in every movie, but it's not. Some films that they don't know what they're doing. It's set pieces and then filler. I haven't seen them that much in Korea. The Korean films I've seen, they like explore things, as we'll see in a couple days. When I watch A Taxi Driver, Song Kang-ho's wonderful film, you'll see that they do really examine themselves when it comes to their history, not just the occupation of Japan, but their own issues with authoritarianism after the Korean War. I like his. Where did you get this information? Like, skilled knife work. So without their initiative to continue to investigate, they would never have. There would have been a dead end. They would have been dead. I mean, not dead, but fired and working chicken or not. But because they were following, they saw that, which is pulling something out of the bag and then dropping the chicken. Of course, we, the audience, know what it is. It's drugs in the food. But they don't. Sometimes that doesn't work. But it depends on what it is. And here it works because it's nice to be ahead of them. I think we've always been ahead of them in this movie, which is why, when I say ahead, I mean we kind of know where they're going. So that way when they make a left turn, it really is surprising. They have this simultaneously make you feel comfortable and then, scare you and jump you the other way. Like just that. They're talking cop stuff. Camera moves. The wife's been sitting there the whole time. That's not new, but it's not always executed to perfection like that. Reveals in comedy are great. I mean, the UK office and the US office. Awkwardness, like you're talking bad about someone and the camera pulls back and then that the person is listening the whole time kind of thing. So they're tracing the chicken to find out what's in them. And of course, as we know, it's drugs. I think it's meth. Yeah, meth. They were cracking up the ice. It's like the Breaking Bad generation knows an awful lot about cooking meth, or as much as they show us, which is not enough to actually do it. But I think we all think we're experts now. Yes, that's clear meth. That's Walter White's special method. His meth ain't a blue. So now they got their guy. They find out what's going on. And it all comes around, right? The place that they opened, the place that they had to make popular because people started coming in, and then tried to fix things by breaking in and getting those people out of there. All that happened, and now the drug dealers are able to take over because of that. Everything fits together. Everything fits together. Like when you watch this movie or you think about the movie afterwards, think how like everything fits together. Like, you ask yourself, why did this scene happen? Right? They're there because now they have to go back and figure out everyone who does the drugs, so they can eventually find out who is dealing them and where to find them. But every scene, like, this happened because this. It sounds very simple, and it also sounds like everyone does it. And I know that screenwriters, myself included, do it, but I don't necessarily do it good either. It's hard to weigh story versus needs. That sounds weird to say, but I mean, you always want to have inventive, fun stuff, but sometimes it's too expensive to do. And sometimes there's just some reason you can't do it. It doesn't fit in the story. But I believe that sometimes there are executives who think that the set piece looks amazing, and it doesn't matter to them that the film is garbage, because if it's like, especially if it's a horror movie, because they're like, well, we'll just piece things together, put it out to the audience, and they'll, we'll make 10 million, it'll be fine. And by the way, this is important. They're speaking in Chinese right now, starting now. Oh, like that guy's the looker? Any lookers in that table? I don't think so. They thought they were fooling him. Oh, see? Think he's going to get away with something, but he doesn't. Expect the unexpected. He has an extended freakout coming up that I love. He just goes full bore. I mean, I bet everyone feels like they want to do that right now. Man. See, hitting. And one of our heroes is down. Got hurt. Yep, finally they're doing the setup for the setting up the finale. There's still a couple of reveals yet to come, which is just, it's a delight. All right, look at this. Kid is so dumb, he's tasting and snorting the methamphetamine. And then he's out of it. He's going to be out of it for a while in the rest of the film. Mube. Ted Chang and Mube. Ma, that's right. He's so they still haven't checked on Ma, the weird haircut guy. When you see him with his like a regular haircut, it's just a major transformation. So they see, uh-oh. Of course, you got to have the, I got your man. You better get here. Pay attention. She has a husband tracking app. From Ma. The people, the team, the duo that supposedly don't like each other. And the guy with the high on meth, he's just sitting there in the car chilling. This is sometimes, I'm sorry, you get caught up in this film. It looks good, it sounds good, the pace is good. And this is another perfect example of defying expectations. So we got the cops after the bad guys that found them, or some of them. I said, yeah. Yeah. Look at this. Great, right? Boom. The tracking shot. They getting their asses whooped. And they hit it for as long as it could with the camera tracking shot. Now, you would almost think that at this point you would expect them to lose. That would be the expected. But still, you think the cops are going to take them in because they're cops. But they don't care. However, that's not the end of the scene. Protocol. Bus took him out. I mean, it ended the way it should have, just not the way they thought it was going to. Like, they needed to stop them, but they didn't realize that it was going to be a bus that did it. And this guy's making fun of his look. He keeps making fun of his looks, filthy ass face. This isn't a movie. This is the second time they said that. And in Korea, anything can happen. Like that. So, all right. I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Unexpected. You got the judo skills. He's an ass whooper. And just think of the guy that kept calling him ugly ass face. What's going to happen to him? Wow. It's like a sign of competence. And it's not like they were hiding it. It's just that the circumstances beyond their control kept messing them up. But now that they were in control of their fate, they can see the real colors. National judo team. And I love this guy. The guy who made the drug deal with him. It's very South Park when they're like, wham! It's just like you freeze onto something. Although, to be fair, Park Chan-wook in Old Boy did that a lot too. Like scenes would start in mid-scene. Oh, I love that. They're looking for him and he's driving right by him. But in Old Boy, like the scenes would start like this guy's got a hammer over someone's head, and he'd be looking, and it'd be like a freeze frame. And then another angle for the freeze frame. In fact, the movie began like that with Old Boy. He's holding on to this guy's tie, and this guy wants to fall off a building. So mid-action shots in that instance was almost could have been a nod to Park Chan-wook, maybe. But just knowing what's coming with that hand, whoosh. Uh-oh, I need a little more water. There we go. So, you got to think, if he can do that, what can the rest of the team do? And don't forget, the leader of the team is nicknamed Zombie. It's not the most important thing, but to be reminded of it will allow you to enjoy a moment later. Listen. I should do like live, do like a silent film, and I'll do like live accompaniment with a chicken. There's. If you want to, you can look it up, watch it again, find out why that's so funny. Oh, the guy running away, that's the guy that called him ugly. It's funny how he's pretending that something's on vibrate that would be heard by the guys in an open air thing. So it's like, yeah, 112. It's almost better than 911. I wouldn't suggest calling it though, because you're not going to get what you think. Remember 411? I know that probably is still a thing. Or is it? Back in our day, we had to use a telephone to find out what time it was. And that's no joke. Pick up the phone. Boop, 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 boop. The time is 7:37 p.m. and 20 seconds. Boop. They have different, of course, different sirens, but they understood it. The soundboard, of course, that is some phone, man, with a PA system that just knocked everything out. But remember, this is enhanced reality. So now comes the I was going to say West Side Story, and then I was going to say East Side Story. Then I'm like, no, they're both dumb. I wouldn't call yourself a genius. He's like a good friend. For some reason, he thinks that the siren can be heard over 40 men with pipes and bats hitting each other. And I know, I said, enhance reality. Enhance reality. I have to keep telling myself that. Enhance reality. But right now, it's just a fight because there's really no one to root for. Although there are some funny moments. Because you want them all to lose. They're all bad people. Oh. Oh, could something be in the air? I mean, she had a husband tracking app for him. And they supposedly don't like each other. This was coming up when they come out as part of like the trailer. The way it's shot, the way it's edited, it was almost like it was perfectly for the trailer. Rib marinade chicken. Oh. So now he's... So even though they both got beat up, the police still won because of the bus hitting the van. Aren't I embarrassed? I'm like, I wouldn't be embarrassed. He's the one with the cast on. This is... So the cops are on their way, but you know our intrepid crew. That's intrepid. That's about 4, 7, 10 times I said it. They got to handle business. Look at him. Look at that guy. Meth has made him nuts. He's holding him back like an animal from the Muppets. The $30 joke from earlier. He said civil servants can't have more than $30. De Marie. Oh, yeah, 4 people. I mean, Marie, I believe, is living things, I think. Things I've learned from Rosetta Stone and watching Korean films nonstop. This right here. Boom. Narcs, the drug dealers. Oh, no, they're the narcs. Sorry, see, they use narcs. The narcs are our team. And now the judo athlete's got a hold of the guy who made fun of his face. Oh. Throwing him around like a rag doll. And he's just laser focused on him. It's just, oh, wow. It's like, he's not hitting him. He's just picking him up and throwing him. Do you know how hurtful it is to be called ugly? Look at that. Ow. Oh, love it. Here we go. holds out his arm to get thrown. Very special forces. Just consider them high-level special forces. Remember, guns in South Korea, huge deal. Huge deal. They don't have them. Cops have them. And, of course, bad guys have them, but nowhere near to the extent that the West has them. Muay Thai. Oh, man, the leg kicks. Oh. Jangbak. That's their own buck. And I do love the music in this. It's like that rocking out. In this country. In this country, they talk about. So, I mean, I can't imagine training. Baseball film, Glove. Oh, the film about the deaf baseball players. That's a Korean film I'm definitely going to do. That was one of the early ones I showed to my girlfriend that made her. She goes like, "Wow, this is. I mean, it's a special film." Here comes the zombie. 12 stab wounds and still lived. He won't die. It's funny they call him zombie. You should call him Dracula, right? If he doesn't die. I think they mean that he gets stabbed, but he gets back up and coming back from the dead. Oh. This is a really well choreographed scene. Because you stay focused on one person and their movements. Like when they're telling the story of the 4 different people. And with the ex-UDT, the baseball player, the zombie, the judo champion. So if they spend a little time with each of them, and they continue on with the fight. So everything moves forward while we're still learning stuff. But the surprises aren't over yet. Gang. I was going to say ladies and gentlemen and gang campers. Hey, campers. I worked on a project years back where they suggested we said, hey, campers, to everyone instead of saying boys and girls or things like that. I don't like camping. I got tricked into camping once. If you consider camping 4 years in the Army, I got tricked into camping. See, the woman's like unstoppable. But of course, he's just zombie. There's a baseball player throwing the ball strike. But yeah, he's not known for fighting the best. He's known for staying alive. Just like he got shot and he's up. So, and see, everything. Unexpected. Complications. It's relentless. Best moment in the movie. It was like, as soon as he said it, he just got destroyed. But of course, it's logical that would happen, that this would happen, because there's still someone left to have to fight her. And we all know who's coming up, or you should. Because that poor guy, Ma, he's had a bad day. Oh. She said something. You bruised up his face, and that's all that he's got. That's all that he's got. It seems that he has everything but the face, but hey, you love who you love, right? Look at that. It goes close when it need to, but it gives you enough time to see faces and to follow movements. And you notice there's no shaky cam, that bullshit. People shake cams on purpose. Sometimes they do it post-production. As in like, oh, it's not going to be actiony enough if we don't shake it. Most people, they shake it because they can't do the action. There's a funny YouTube video from a decade ago at least. Well, yeah, where, about 8 years ago, where Liam Neeson's jumping a fence in the movie Taken 3, and there was like 7 cuts of just jumping over a fence because he couldn't, and so they had to hide the fact that a stuntman did it. Ridiculous looking. Oh, I love that. See, unexpected. Guy was coming up with a knife, and the cop just calmly goes, no, come here. And now he's tying him up first. So the zombie gag comes into full force in the final battle between the bad guy and the good guy. I'm not gonna die. Zombie. See, the timing is great. There, and then a kick, and then a cut, and then a close-up, and then a longer shot. I mean, I know I mentioned in the past that John Wick 3 stole a lot from The Villainess and other films, and actually Keanu Reeves did admit as much, not stole, but he loves Korean films. In fact, he's part Korean himself. And how they shoot action films. The Villainess is another one that I will be bringing you. It is groundbreaking while still being like La Femme Nikita. But of course, you got to have the guys like go at each other. 'Cause someone has to. Oh. All he did was flip him up. Pyeongchang's police. It took me weeks to kind of figure out to pronounce it. If you look at it, when you see it, it's like it's just a lot of just like letters, like it's like somebody just stuff together. Seung-ryong? I think that's swim. A statement about small business owners. And don't forget, like in Parasite with the Taiwanese chicken shop, the Taiwanese Castella cake shop, and now these chicken joints. And chicken became incredibly popular, and it's popular here too, not as much. It should be. Soy garlic, soy ginger sauce, and the sweet and spicy, comes in big drumsticks or wings or boneless. I get the boneless. My girlfriend and I love the boneless with soy garlic, and I get the sweet and spicy. In fact, my birthday, which is coming up next month, was going to be in a Korean karaoke place where we would feast on Korean chicken, drink a little bit, and do a lot of karaoke. That's been put on hold. But I'm still in contact with all my friends, and I love all my friends. I'm talking so quietly as these guys are punching the shit out of each other. Almost to the Quentin Tarantino kind of westerny kind of dun da 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 ba 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 da 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 da. Like that. Oh. There we go. It's like boom, Rocky 2, right? Rocky 2, where they both get hit and they fall to the ground. Man. They're going with the zombie theme now. The cracking of bones. The motion. The hand over it. As in like he's an actual zombie now. That's why I wish they would have played up the zombie angle a little more earlier in the film, because this would have been... I mean, now that I've seen it a few times, I find it really funny. But a lot of people miss out on it because they don't learn about the zombie thing, really, until near the end of the film, unless you pay real close attention to what... and it's a zombie's biting. It's funny that he's waiting like forever to scream. When that one time he was like, denouement. Bad guys are thwarted. Now comes the cleanup and the end, otherwise known as the denouement. You see how pretend smart I am? But although they went through hell, there's your team. Beat up, tired, drugged out, but winners. I don't know I'm glad they didn't translate. Please, if anyone's listening, stop translating songs. It doesn't work. Just let the music play. He doesn't realize he's shot, and now he's hurting him like crazy. Abouché, father. I'm not showing off. I know about. They say I know a couple hundred words, but I don't think so. I know about 10. It's like he's so clueless. Of course, he just got off of his meth binge. Good looks. Husband tracker. They're not looking at each other. Now they're looking at each other. Well, who could see that coming, right? Oh, the kissing is so gross. And they're sucking on each other's lips. But the team's reaction is priceless. Can I borrow your gun? I gotta shoot someone. Dad. Stop them. Like they can't stand looking at them making out. The three guys, although they said they don't want to look, they're just staring. I mean, it's hilarious that it's in such on a funny note with them, getting together, and now they end back up having a meal together, but with respect, because they've both shown their mettle, mettle. I'm a walking pretend dictionary today. And he's even waiting for the meat to cook. It was a shuttle bus that caught Hong. Remember the bus thing from earlier, the village bus, school bus, and the bus hit that guy after their fight? It was like roles were reversed. And then they get promoted. The whole team got promoted, as you can see. So they went from complete losing everything to coming out on top and even making the chief look good. See? I mean, he's like taking all the credit. It's all like, I knew you were good all along. If somebody goes, no, I'm not giving you a deal. No deal, no deal. And then they become famous and the person goes, I knew you'd be famous all along. There they are. They're the actors. Boom. All right. That is what we call Extreme Job. It was a sensation. Made tons of money. And rightfully so, because it was largely escapist entertainment, but wild entertainment with some social themes and a little bit of horror, excellent acting, ingenious music with adding the chicken. I hope you watch it again, because like the more you watch it, you'll see some very, very funny stuff, and you learn more about culture. I mean, we can't go anywhere. So, and I'm not saying that this film is going to teach you about everything. You can't go to South Korea in a few months and go, hey, I saw Extreme Job. I know how to treat everyone. I mean, there are so many rules and mannerisms and things that you have to, you kind of got to get the gist of. And then if you're curious enough, like I was, about Korean and about Korean food and Korean culture, Joseon Dynasty, The Throne, that's another film I would love to show you, but I own it, but it's not for rent right now. There's a couple films out there that I really, really want to show you. One from Bong Joon-ho in particular, that it's just not out there. I think that I think there's going to be a shift coming up with Korean cinema and Korean films. That's why I'm learning Korean and I'm streaming this, because I believe that's the next wave. And considering that the world has been shaken up, and considering that the movie industry in the West was reliant upon China, things may change. We don't know what's going to happen, and I said I wouldn't talk about that, but right now it's the end, so I don't mind talking about it a little bit. Everyone is thinking about it. I'm going to be here tomorrow at 6 p.m. We're going to watch Train to Busan. If you want to, watch it tonight. It's on Netflix. Then come back and watch it with me, and then you pick up some more stuff. Or if you want to watch for the first time, it's okay. It's a zombie film, right? What spoilers can I give you? There are a couple, but I promise I will keep those to a minimum, because this one is a very Train to Busan is like Extreme Job in that it's very entertaining. Of course, it is thriller, it is horror, and it is zombies. If you can handle The Walking Dead, you can handle Train to Busan. And it also has a star-making role with Ma Dong-seok, who is Don Lee that's his English name. But that's tomorrow at 6 p.m. I will be here, and my hair was growing long, so I decided to just shave it, because I can't get to a barber anytime soon. Just so you know. And yes, see, I can feel. It's weird. I can feel hair up here. I'm getting old, but I still feel the hair. That's good. Now, is it gray? I don't know. We'll see. That means it's gray. All right, everyone, stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.